It is me. I'm a little bit late, but that's okay. I'm decided that I might not review Dynamite today because I'm just not feeling it. Now, next week, next week, I'm just going to say this right now. Next week, I will not be live. I will not be live next week because next week is WrestleMania weekend. Stand and Deliver is going to be at 12, starting at 1. So I will be probably watching it as much as I can. Also, I'll probably be watching it. So NXT Stand and Deliver next week, WrestleMania weekend. So I'll be watching it. So I won't be going live next week. Now, doesn't mean I won't be doing a video because I have decided I was gonna do a video after this live stream, a one of my usual movie review videos, but right now my phone is currently at 86%. I was trying to charge it up, get it to charge up to 100% earlier, but it was only get but by the time I was ready to do my live stream, it was only at like 86%. So I'm like, I'll do my live stream, maybe omit Dynamite because it wasn't that good of a show anyways. But that's okay. But hey, let's start the show off with Monday Night Raw. As always, the show. I'm doing great, Austin. Thanks for asking. 3 people, 2 likes. Can we make it 5? Can we make it to 5 likes minimum? Minimum is 5 likes. The minimum amount of likes I usually will want is at least 5. If we can get it to 5 likes, that would be great. But yeah, Monday Night Raw. Obviously, the show began. Warwick Dixon. I do know who you are. I know who you are. I've seen you in some of my older videos. It's commenting on some of my older videos from a long time back. Oh, and Warwick. I know you've left comments on some of my older videos. I want you to know that I am going to be uploading some of them back to my second channel, Michael W. Harper. So I already uploaded a new video today. So, or I guess I should say re-uploaded, because I do have an original channel that has over 1,000 subscribers, but I had to delete several videos on there, not really because I wanted to, but because it was pretty much suggested. Corey, only the second time I feel like I've seen you in one of my channels. Any of you guys that are here or that have just come in and you would like to hit that like button, feel free to do so. It's never required, but I do appreciate it. Yes, Warwick, I have some videos that I will be re-uploading to our second channel, hopefully today. Well, I'm doing pretty good. Next week, I will not be live because I got something special that's happening that weekend. I'll be watching it basically the entire. I'll be watching it. So I won't be going live tomorrow. Next week, but next week I will be doing a movie review video. Next week, I already have the video, the movie in question. I already know which one I'm doing. It's going to be a movie, obviously, like I've done with majority of my movie reviews. They've been subjective to movies that I have yet to see. With I think 3 exceptions, maybe 4 exceptions, I think. So that is what it is. Now on with the show. I want to get the show started because I think I've indulged you guys long enough. But yeah, Monday Night Raw started. Obviously, beginning we saw people coming into the arena like Paul Heyman, Judgment Day. We got Lyra entering the. Then we immediately get a recap of what has happened up until now when it comes to the women's world title picture. Just basically the same thing. Basically, Rhea Ripley lost the title to Io Sky on the Raw after Elimination Chamber. She blames she blamed Bianca for being out there and seemingly cheering on Io Sky as if she didn't even care if she faced Rhea or not. Then we get Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce is opening the show. Basically, this segment is to make the women's triple threat match official for WrestleMania. So it will be Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley fighting for the women's world championship at WrestleMania 41. Segment was great. Rhea and Bianca, they got in their personal jabs at each other. The crowd was actually booing Belair because they were just so pro. That crowd was just so pro Rhea Ripley. Then Io Sky, as always, was starting to feel like the third wheel again and decided again that she's not going to stand for it, and she decides to let both Rhea and Bianca know. The segment ended with Bianca Belair standing tall, holding up the women's championship. Great. I wonder who's gonna. I don't even know who's gonna win that match. That match is so unpredictable. I can't predict who's gonna win that match because any one of those three have a legit chance. So I don't know what to say. After this, we got Finn Balor. We got Finn Balor backstage with the rest of Judgment Day. Dominic Mysterio has a match against Penta this week. And so, obviously, Dominic Mysterio is getting ready for that match later on in the show. Finn Balor basically just says, good luck. Basically tells him good luck and the obvious condescending stuff. The first match of the night is the first match of the night is Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley. This is for the women's North American Championship. Lasted around 14 minutes. And it was a very, very good match. Very good. We got Lyra obviously winning the match. After the match, though, was where things got somewhat interesting because Lyra would go to shake Bayley's hand, but Bayley was like, I don't know. And that seemed very odd to me because she's a babyface, and normally she would want to shake hands with Lyra, but I'm guessing she was just a little upset that she didn't win. And I'm guessing they might be looking to turn Bayley heel again because she's always sort of been better as a heel, especially when she turned heel in 2019, late 2019, because she was just so good as a heel back then with her best friend Sasha Banks. They basically ran the SmackDown division and the Raw division. They held every title. Bayley was the SmackDown Women's Champion for over 380 days, just over 380 days. Sasha Banks at one point was the Raw Women's Champion, and they were both the Women's Tag Team Champions for a good, solid few months. They basically held all the women's titles. But hey, we'll see what happens. After this, we got AJ Styles backstage. He is Karrion Kross has apparently, I'm not sure where this is going, but Karrion Kross has been talking a lot about AJ Styles. Not exactly calling him out and stuff, but he's just been talking a lot about AJ Styles. So I'm guessing they're gonna have a match. I think they might have a match. They might be looking to do a match next week. I'm not sure exactly. But in this little backstage segment, AJ Styles addressed Karrion Kross talking about him so much as of late. So I'm guessing they're looking to run a match between the two. Their previous matches were good, although Karrion Kross should have won some of those matches. Hey, Aaron, thank you. 5 likes, 5 likes. Can we get it now to 10? Can we now get it to 10? Now that I've reached my goal that I usually like, which is minimum of 5 likes, now can we get it to 10? May not be possible, but we will try. We will try. After this, we got Gunther. The World Heavyweight Champion Gunther is out in the ring. Now he will face off against main event Jey Uso, who won this year's Royal Rumble at WrestleMania for the world title. I totally see Jey Uso winning. If they don't pull the trigger, then I guess it's never going to happen. But yeah, the story that they're literally telling here is almost an exact replica, copy and paste of what they told last year with Gunther and Sami Zayn, where Gunther is the champion who loves competition, but when somebody steps up to him that he just doesn't feel deserves that spotlight, he will let that person know, and he will try to beat that person down so much that they will eventually just choose to not want to face him or something. And that's exactly what they did last year. Basically, Gunther was the Intercontinental Champion last year going into WrestleMania. Sami Zayn was challenging him. Gunther just did not think even for a second that Sami Zayn deserved a shot at the title, and he just kept beating down on Sami, basically trying to get him to just walk away from this match like, you can't beat me and you never will. You're not going to beat me. But we all know what happened for those who watched it. Sami Zayn won, became the Intercontinental Champion, and it was a great moment. They're doing basically the same thing here with Jey Uso. And they used Jay's brother Jimmy last week in a beautiful segment which was also the last of the European shows, where they had Gunther beat Jey Uso in a match convincingly. Then after the match, he brutally attacked Jimmy Uso, while at the same time having Jey Uso zip tied to the ropes, in a corner, and beating him down in a spot where he was just about arm's length of his brother, but not being able to do anything about it. That was brilliant. I was saying for weeks and weeks now that needed to happen. Eventually, they needed to get some type of emotional investment and get something in the WrestleMania, in the feud, that would get us emotionally invested, and that's what happened. That's what happened with this segment. This segment gave us the emotional investment, and now I'm more than ready to see Jey Uso beat Gunther. This week we got a promo from Jey Uso, who was all business, no yeet. I mean, not that he didn't want to eat. It's just that he was all business tonight, and he just had a lot of emotional words for Gunther, which we knew needed to happen after last week. Excuse me, I just burped. Well, that's because I'm drinking Powerade Zero Sugar Mixed Berry. This was great. Next, we have the LWO, the Latino World Order, versus American Made and a new superstar that has gotten a lot of people on X very much angered. El Grande Americano, who is supposed to be this new luchador who has been targeting the LWOs of late, but we all know it's Chad Gable. It's Chad Gable wearing a lucha mask, making fun of the of Latino heritage. And I know that a lot of people are upset about this and think that it's racist and stuff. Well, if you think about it, if you really think about the people that are actually upset about this, and if you really take a look at who they are, these people that are complaining, they're not Latinos, they're not Hispanics, they're not Mexicans or Latins or Spanish people or anybody like that. They're not upset. They know what this is, and they're perfectly fine with it. The only people that are actually upset about this and are actually complaining are the people who always seem to have an issue with something WWE does, no matter how silly their complaining may be. Basically, what I'm saying is the people complaining are the white people who always take offense to everything, thing. Whether it's something to be offensive, whether it was made to be offensive or not. I don't mind it, okay? I know what it is. I know what they're doing, and I'm okay with it. And I'm not even someone of Latino heritage or Mexican heritage or Hispanic heritage, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Get a life, people. I mean, you people probably don't have a life outside of Twitter/X. So you try to make your lives interesting by complaining about something that does not need complaining. Think about something that's so stupid. But yeah, this was Grande Americano teaming up with American Made, Julius Creed and Brutus Creed take on the LWO. I think it was Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde. The match went about 11 minutes, and it was great. This 6-man match was so good. So good. So many high spots from both of these teams, and both of these teams are great teams. I mean, Julius Creed, eventually he's going to be a single star, and he is going to be at the very least, mid-card. I could see him being an Intercontinental or even a United States champion. If during the draft they decide to move LA Knight over to SmackDown, or from SmackDown to Raw, or whoever decides, I don't know, I could see Julius Creed becoming a United States champion at some point. I think it's just bound to happen. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this match was about 11 minutes. American Made and El Grande Americano won the match. Good for them. It was a great match. After this, we got a recap of the contract signing between Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk on SmackDown. After this, we all know what happened. It was confirmed. Well, actually, no. This was, a recap of last week where CM Punk revealed, or at least somewhat revealed, the favor that Paul Heyman owes him. And that is that CM Punk wants Paul Heyman in his corner at WrestleMania in the main event of Night 1. Well, now I believe that's not the actual favor, okay? No, that's not the actual favor. Part of it, but not the whole favor. The whole favor is for CM Punk. It's for Paul Heyman to leave Roman Reigns and become CM Punk's wise man again. Well, somewhat. But yeah, it is what it is. Then after this, we got Rey Mysterio. He's backstage with Adam Pearce. He is not happy about El Grande Americano. He's upset because he feels like El Grande Americano is just making fun of Lucha Libre and just poking and just and he has a reason to be upset. And he decides that he wants a match against El Grande Americano at WrestleMania. And so Adam Pearce decides to make it official. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano at WrestleMania. That should actually be good because both of them are really good superstars. They were both really good. And I think we all know how this ends. It ends with El Grande Americano being unmasked and have it be Chad Gable, and I cannot wait to hear Michael Cole's reaction. If it is, in fact, Chad Gable underneath that mask, he's gonna be like, I told you so. I told you it was Chad Gable. You wouldn't believe me. I told you. Like, he's definitely gonna be that I told you so. He's definitely gonna give you an I told you so. At least a couple times. It should be good. It should be good. Then we get New Day. New Day versus War Raiders. This match was for the World Tag Team Championships. This match lasted just over 9 minutes, but the match ended in a DQ, unfortunately, when the War Raiders, whether it was by accident or incidental, they got themselves disqualified. I think it actually was accidental, but this then led to the New Day beating up on the War Raiders post-match, and it's now been made official that the World Tag Team Championships will be on the line at WrestleMania 41. War Raiders versus the New Day. That match should be okay at best because both tag teams are great, but we never know. It is what it is. We also got Ludwig Kaiser was in the audience being interviewed. He was potentially going to address the elephant in the room, but then stated that the real elephant in the room is him not having a match at WrestleMania. Yeah, Ludwig Kaiser has been the recipient of a lot of interesting talk within the last week or so, because about the same time last week, all wrestling fans could talk about was a promo segment on SmackDown that involved Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. They were going face to face in a promo segment, basically back and forth, hyping up their WrestleMania 41 match. Now, at one point, it started to go off the rails completely because Charlotte Flair decided, you know what, I'm gonna be the unprofessional one. I mean, when am I ever not unprofessional? And decided to go off script, mocking Tiffany's voice and poking some shots at Tiffany. But then Tiffany decided, you know what, I'm gonna fight back because I am tired, because I'm now pretty much sick and tired of Charlotte Flair constantly thinking that she's the only person that can get in a few good shots at me. So she decided to throw some shots at Charlotte Flair's way, saying that at 25, what was Charlotte Flair doing at 25? Oh yeah, drinking out of your father's basement, out of your daddy's basement. And she decided to poke some fun at Charlotte Flair's 3 failed marriages. That then led to Charlotte Flair throwing in a very, very desperate shot. Is that why Kaiser's in my DMs? Referring to Tiffany Stratton's real life boyfriend, Ludwig Kaiser. So, but then he's also been taking it in stride, poking some fun at the situation online. Even at one point on X, posting a little short video clip of Shawn Michaels telling, I can't remember who it was, but some lady, it was another wrestler's wife, to be like, don't flatter yourself, honey. Like, yeah, she shot him down. He shot her down hard. But yeah, that's what the elephant in the room was that he probably could have referred to, but he was also talking about not having a match at WrestleMania, which is kind of sad because he's been pretty good as of late. But it is what it is. Then we got Dominic Mysterio versus Penta El Zero Miedo. About 11 minutes, decent match. It was okay. Penta wins via the Penta driver. After this, though, obviously the Judgment Day come out. They attack Penta. Then Braun Breaker decided that he was going to come in, and some people have now been labeling this as the greatest spear of Braun Breaker's career. But Braun Breaker hit Carlito with by far the best spear he's ever hit anybody with. It was fast. He was even like, I don't know, it was brutal. I mean, even Carlito on X after the spear decided to poke some major fun at that spear by posting that he was officially dead and that private funeral service was being held in his honor. Like, Carlito might as well be dead after that spear. He's not, but he might as well be. Main event was Paul Heyman. He was addressing obviously the stuff from last Friday Night SmackDown, where it was announced CM Punk wanted Paul Heyman in his corner. Then Seth Rollins decided to come out and decided to play the master manipulator role that he's so good at. Made it clear that CM Punk and Roman Reigns don't necessarily like you. They don't trust you, they don't treat you with respect. I mean, the only reason why CM Punk even agreed to work War Games with Roman Reigns is because he knew he could get a favor out of you, because he knows you'll do anything for him. You'll do anything for him. And then he also makes mention that when Roman Reigns left following WrestleMania 40, did he take his wise man with him? No, he left Paul Heyman in the very caring, loving hands of Solo Sikoa, and we all know how that ended, with Solo Sikoa and the New Bloodline powerbombing Paul Heyman through a table, announce table, by the way. The segment was interesting, but it was actually pretty smart. It was weird because then after a while, CM Punk came out, attacked Seth Rollins, but then Seth Rollins hit a curb stomp on him. And then it looked like he might take out Paul Heyman, but then stopped right before he would have hit the stomp, and then told Paul Heyman, now you owe me a favor. Because I could have just stomped you into oblivion, but I chose not to. Yeah, but hey, it is what it is. Raw was a very good show. Not great, but it was good. 7 out of 10 is what I'll give it. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. 6 likes. Let's go. Can we possibly get it to... Okay, I'll just rework my... gold. Can we now make it to 8 likes? 8 likes is now what I'll accept. I'll now accept 8 likes. If it can happen, we'll see what happens for the rest of this live stream. Now we got NXT. NXT was Tuesday. Oh, you know it's back down to 5 likes. Okay. Oh, great. Now I got someone that's liking and unliking the stream on purpose. Great. We got Jordynne Grace, Jada Parker. The show opened up with Jordynne Grace and Jada Parker, although Stephanie Vaquer was there. The opening saw Stephanie Vaquer enter the building. She was obviously the first match was Jordynne Grace, Jada Parker. This match was to determine the number 1 contender spot for Stephanie Vaquer's title at Stand and Deliver, which is next Saturday. So I'll be watching that. Jordynne Grace, Parker. Oh, whoops! I forgot to put the amount of time that match was on for. Oh, it was on about. It was about 9 minutes. It went about 9 minutes. I forgot. It went just over 9 minutes. Very good match. Although it was a DQ. I think it was like a double count out, so double DQ finish when Stephanie attacked. Eventually wound up slapping both competitors after Jada was thrown into Stephanie. But so this led to the 3 of them brawling and duking it out. Then all of a sudden we see Julia is back. She's back. Apparently she's back after dropping the NXT Women's title to Stephanie at Roadblock no more than a month ago. So we haven't seen her in pretty much a month, and now she's back. Seemingly, we thought she and Stephanie were gonna shake hands, but then Julia decided, you know what? I am not here to make friends anymore. I am here for my title again. And so she drops Stephanie with a Northern Lights bomb. I actually did remember what move she hit Stephanie with. Normally I probably wouldn't have remembered, but this time I actually was able to remember. After this, we go backstage. Fatal Influence is backstage. Fallon Henley is basically saying that she will be the person to win this Stand and Deliver qualifying match. Right now, the NXT Women's North American Championship is vacated and will be won in a ladder match at Stand and Deliver. So far we have like Kelani Jordan, Zarya, and I can't remember who else. But we got 2 qualifying matches this week. And that was Soruka versus a member of Fatal Influence. And then we got Izzy Dane versus Ren Sinclair. So this time, Jasmine Nix decided, you know what? I'm going to be the one to get into that ladder match, and I'm going to win the Women's North American title. So this match was next. Lasted about 8 minutes. Pretty decent match. She almost won via the Nix kick. Jasmine the Nix kick, but that didn't work. And eventually, Soruka was able to win via her finisher, the Soul Snatcher, and so that's how that ended. Soruka will be joining her tag team partner, Zarya and Kelani Jordan, in the ladder match at Stand and Deliver. Good for her. After this, so we went backstage and we saw Roxanne Perez and a bunch of the women's roster. Ron. Hey, Ron, Corey's here. I don't know if Corey, you're still here, but Ron's here. thank you for showing up, and you just liked, and I want to thank you for that. If we can get this to 10 likes, if we can get this to 10 likes, I would graciously appreciate it. And if there are any of you who have access to be able to share this live stream out, if you want to see if maybe you can get a few. Oh, yes, and another thing I don't mind you guys doing is if you want to share your channels out, the links to your channels, I do not mind that at all. Yeah. And if you guys have the ability to share my live stream out, if you want to, feel free to do so. It's never required, but I would appreciate the extra viewers potentially. But yeah, after this, we got Roxanne Perez. She wants another, she's hoping that there's some last chance qualifying match situation like they did, I think it was for the first women's North American title match, which was a ladder match as well. But there isn't a last chance match this time. Ava said that there wasn't a last chance match this time, but that while talking to them, got an idea, and I'm guessing we'll figure out what that idea is next week on NXT. After this, we got a promo video package for the Culling. Interesting name for a group. I wouldn't call them that, but it is what it is. Shawn Spears, Izzy Dane, Nico Vance, and Brooks Jensen. Obviously, now the rest of the Culling are upset that Shawn Spears lost to the NXT North American title, and they are more than ready and willing to get it back for him however they can, in however way they can. But then Shawn Spears quiets them down and is like, listen, yes, winning the NXT North American Championship was fun, but it wasn't the reason why I joined all of you together, why we became a family. That wasn't the reason. The reason wasn't, my goal here was not for me to succeed. It was for you guys to succeed. And so obviously Izzy Dane had a match later on against Ren Sinclair, which in the Stand and Deliver qualifier for that ladder match, which I spoke of earlier, and also Nico Vance and Brooks Jensen had a match later on against the team of Hank and Tank. Yeah. Done with my drink. Okay. After this, though, we get Hank and Tank. We go commercial break, come back. Ricky Saints is out there. He is the new North American champion after beating Shawn Spears last week. He is not happy, though, because he got dropped last week after his match immediately by All Ego Ethan Page. Calls out Ethan Page, but then out comes superstars like Alexis King, Wes Lee. I can't remember who else came out, but Ethan Page obviously came out. And those who did come out were like, I think I deserve a match against Ricky Saints for the North American title at one point. Then Ethan Page comes out and just blindsides Ricky Saints again, and then the remaining people in the ring all struggle for the title in a basically tug of war. Like, yeah, it is what it is. Next week, we will be getting a fatal four-way match, which will feature the 4 guys in this segment Every single one of them will be fighting for a chance to face Ricky Saints for the North American Championship, more than likely at Stand and Deliver. And I'm guessing it's going to be Ethan Page. It's going to be Ethan Page, I'm guessing. I can't remember who the fourth guy was because I know there was Lexus King and Wesley. But I just can't remember who the other guy was. Yeah. After this, we go backstage. Hank Walker and Tank Ledger. They're on a bit of a losing streak. They've been trying to get better as a tag team, and so they've been asking for the advice of several top teams, whether it be the Hardy Boys, Motor City Machine Guns, Pretty Deadly. They were interrupted somewhat by Swipe Right, who are a tag team on WWE Evolve, which is a show on Tubi, where you can watch several emerging stars that are basically independent wrestlers trying to get a potential contract to NXT. I'm guessing that's what it is, but hey. They offer some words of encouragement to Hank and Tank. Then they go out and have a match against the NXT North America, the NXT Tag Team Champions, Fraxium, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom. This was just about 6 minutes, but what we got was very good. I mean, watching these young guys, I was impressed. I was impressed by these guys, Swipe Right. Can't remember what their actual names were, but this match was surprisingly good for only being about just under 6 minutes. And it was good. Fraxium won, obviously, because they were the tag team champions. But it was a good match. After this, we got Julia. She was outside. I guess she was leaving, and she got stopped for an interview, and the person was asking her what her goal is. Now that she's back, Julia basically said, "I'm coming for my NXT Women's Championship." So she's going after Stephanie for the title that she lost. It is what it is. After this, we actually go back. We are back in Ava's office. Stephanie comes in, and Ava asks Stephanie, "Okay, so who do you want to face at Stand and Deliver? After all that's happened, who do you want to face at Stand and Deliver?" Stephanie basically says, "I want to face all three of them. That being Julia, Jada Parker, and Jordan Grace." And it's been made official. So Stephanie Parker versus Jordan Grace versus Julia versus Jada Parker at Stand and Deliver. Fatal 4-way match for the NXT Women's Championship. Yeah, that's pretty cool, Ron. I've never been to a wrestling event, even though they had some WWE live shows in Roanoke at like the Berglund Center, but I never actually went. Although I would like to, I think I would just rather watch it on TV rather than seeing it live. I don't know why, but I think it's like the same thing with NASCAR. The same thing with NASCAR, which is another one of my favorite things to talk about, is because I feel like I'd rather sit at home and watch a NASCAR race on TV rather than actually be there live to watch it. Even though it would be cool, I'd be like, I don't know, maybe it's just better. Maybe I just would like better like watching it on TV better than watching it live. It is what it is. Then we get a match calling Brooks Jensen, Nico Vance versus Hank and Tank. Lasted about 5 minutes. It wasn't a bad match. Hank and Tank again, they're trying to sort of quote unquote find themselves as a tag team and find their identity as a tag team. And they're trying all these different things that just aren't working and nothing's working. They lost this match, but then after the match, they went backstage and they just ran into the Street Profits, the WWE Tag Team Champions over on SmackDown, who basically told them what I think needed to be said all the first time when they started asking for advice. I mean, they basically said it themselves, like, you're trying too many things, you're trying so many things that aren't working. And that's because none of it is you. Just be you, be yourselves. Be Hank and Tank. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to be like anybody else because you can't. You can't be like anybody else, everybody else. Just be yourself. And I think that's actually the best kind of advice you could give to a tag team that's struggling. Is just be yourself. Don't try don't try to be too fancy or too extreme or whatever. Which I thought was great. We then get Wesley versus Yoshiki Inamura. This was this came about because of a backstage interaction last week between the two of them that led to this match. This was pretty decent for what it was, about 5 minutes. It is what it is. It was an okay match. Wesley won the match via interference. Yeah, that's exactly the type of advice that's exactly the advice that Street Profits were giving to Hank and Tank. Just be yourself. Don't try to be too flashy or too extreme or do anything else. Don't try to be like everybody else. Just be yourself. Then we got the second of the women's qualifying matches this week for the ladder match at Stand and Deliver. Izzy Dane versus Ren Sinclair. Now, this match was okay for what it was, but it was the ending that I got a little bit upset with because Izzy Dane won the match via I guess a sit out power bomb, but it was what happened during the 3 count that really got me perturbed because the referee counted the 3, but what happened is that Izzy Dane lifted her shoulder. Oh, was that only by the 2 count did Izzy Dane get out of the pin attempt. So in a sense, Izzy Dane only got a 2 count at the end of the match and should not have won the match. She lifted, which was weird, and then the referee still counted the 3 count as if she had actually pinned, as if she had actually had Ren's shoulders pinned for 3, which she only had Ren's shoulders pinned for 2. That was weird, and I don't even know what happened. I don't know what happened. Whether she felt rushed or whatever, but that was an awkward finish to the match. It was a decent match, but it was just an awkward finish. Yeah, well, hey, we're always as fans, we're always supposed to hate the heels when they cheat, especially if it's someone that we actually do not like. Then we get the main event. Oba Femi, North America, the NXT champion, versus Trick Williams and Javon Evans, who will all be in the main event, I'm guessing, obviously, of Stand and Deliver triple threat match for the NXT championship. They faced off against this new NXT faction known as Dark State. Basically, Shield 3.0, Nexus 2.0, Retribution 2.0, however you want to call it. It's that same thing. A group of wrestlers who just want to cause chaos and who love to cause chaos, and that's what they've been doing. They've been laying out Javon, Trick, and Oba, as well as various other superstars for weeks now. This was their first official match as a group, although we've seen Dion Lennox, who's in the group and is probably at the very least the leader, so to speak. we've seen him before on NXT television, but this the match was going fine. That is until Obafemi at one point threw one of the Dark State members into his corner of the ring. But what happened is that it knocked into Trick Williams, throwing him off the ring and onto the floor. This then led to Oba and Trick just slugging it out eventually, which then left Javon Evans basically all on his own. He tried to win the match, but eventually the numbers game just caught up to him, and it eventually led to Dark State winning the match only because Oba, Femi, and Trick Williams eventually just couldn't control their egos. And so that's how that ended. That's how NXT ended. It was great. Oh yeah, that's sometimes. I mean, especially when it comes to heel versus face matches, most of the time, if it's something like that's gonna be bound to happen eventually. That was NXT. Good, not great, but it was good. It wasn't as good as what I would have liked it to be. The Izzy Dane Ren Sinclair match sort of left a sour taste in my mouth, but the rest of it was pretty solid. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I won't talk about Dynamite, AW Dynamite. It was not very good. I'll just give it 5 out of 10. Some of it was okay. The rest of it was just, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we got a 8-man tag team match that was for $450,000. That's for $450,000. What, 450,000 of invisible money that we can't even see? Like, I'm sorry, AW has been very mid as of late. 2 straight pay-per-views where their main event sucked. Not that it sucked, it's just the ending of the match sucked. And I don't know what to say, but I'm not going to talk about AW Dynamite. I will talk about SmackDown. Now, Friday Night SmackDown, this started out, we had a recap of last week's announcement by Kevin Owens that he will be missing WrestleMania because he needs neck surgery. My thoughts and prayers go to Kevin Owens at this point. Even though he is a heel, which we are supposed to hate, he injured his neck apparently recently within a match within the last month or so, and so back in January, and he will apparently need neck surgery. So, and he might be out for at least a year. That's terrible. But the opening segment is Nick Aldis addressing what happened last week after Kevin Owens made the announcement, because Nick Aldis had to tell Randy Orton the unfortunate news that he wouldn't have a WrestleMania match. Randy Orton decided to do what only Randy Orton would do. Hit an RKO out of nowhere on the general manager. Luckily for him, he did not have to pay any fine this time around, because the last time it happened, he wound up paying Nick Aldis double what he originally needed to pay him. Basically, in Randy Orton's mind, that was for the second time that he would hit an RKO on Nick Aldis. This is that second time. Was that second time. Aldis addressed the match, what happened last week. Randy Orton came out. Basically, this was great. We even got Randy Orton teasing Nick Aldis coming out of his general manager role to wrestle Randy Orton. And for those who don't know, Nick Aldis is the general manager of SmackDown, but he is a wrestler and used to wrestle and has held championships in various promotions. It's just that right now he is being used as the general manager of SmackDown. and nothing else. His wife is also a former wrestler, Mickie James. Yeah, probably. But yeah, this led to Randy Orton basically saying, if you don't give me a WrestleMania match, I might not be willing, I might not be able to apologize to your wife for what I'm about to do to you if I don't get a match at WrestleMania. This then led to Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga coming out. This led to a brawl, which then led to LA Knight coming out to make the save. This then led to a match being made in the main event between the two teams. Simple. This is basically bloodline stuff that's been going on since they started this new bloodline. Basically, bloodline beatdown leads to babyface save, leads to main event match being made, leading to main event match, or just any match throughout the show. It is what it is, but it was great. After this, we got a Drew McIntyre recap of some of the recent brawls that him and Damian Priest have been involved in. This match was made official for WrestleMania yesterday before SmackDown went on the air, and it's been a great build. It's been a pretty good build for what it is. For what it is, just a match in the mid card that should be good, and it has now been made into a Sin City street fight, which I think is great. Which actually is great for the how much they don't like each other. After this, we got a women's tag team gauntlet match. 5 different teams would go on to would face off in a gauntlet style match to determine number 1 contenders to the women's tag team champions, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria started the match with PFC, Pure Fusion Collective, that being Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. After they got eliminated, after PFC got eliminated, it was then Maxine Dupree and Natalia. They got eliminated, and then it was Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. They were next. Lyra and Bayley then eliminated them. Then Michin and B-Fab. It was 6 teams. Michin and B-Fab, they got eliminated by Lyra and Bayley, and then their final team to face was the Secret Hervis of Alba Fire and Piper Niven. They are, as you would say, bodyguards or Secret Service security for the Women's United States Champion Chelsea Green. So they're in this match. They didn't win. It was Lyra Valkyria and Bayley who would go on to win this match, and they will face the Women's Tag Team Champions of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez at WrestleMania. After the match, the Women's Tag Team Champions were out there, and yeah, I know. A little bit, like after this we got they talked about a incident that happened earlier on in the day. Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton are going to be wrestling at WrestleMania 41 for Tiffany's Women's Championship. Before SmackDown even went on the air, Tiffany Stratton, I'm guessing, had gotten to the arena but was attacked in the parking lot by Charlotte Flair. And apparently Charlotte Flair was supposedly sent home, but that didn't happen. That wasn't the case. After that, we go commercial break. We come back. Rey Fenix who debuted last week. He takes on Humberto Carrillo this week. I know his name is Berto right now, but that's not what it. But I'm not gonna call him that. I'm gonna call him by his real name because I hate these shortened names. It doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, Humberto Carrillo. Match lasted about 8 minutes. It was very solid. It was a very good match. Actually, no, it went around 9 minutes. Match was good. Rey Fenix won. The Mexican muscle buster. But it's okay. It is what it is. After this, Ira and Bailey were interviewed backstage and they wanted to make history at WrestleMania. They wanted to make history at WrestleMania, and they very well could. I could see them winning this match. Potentially. I don't know if they're going to actually win the titles, but it could happen. It could happen. We then get Roxanne Perez and Tiffany. We got Chelsea Green backstage. She is getting ready to face Selena Vega in a non-title match, but she is looking for her secret Hervis. And when she finds them, she finds that they're still very much in pain following the women's gauntlet tag team match. So they're not able to be there for her outside, be there for her match. And then we go and we get this match between Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega. This match though is very short. Very short. Lasts just over 2 minutes. Chelsea Green, though, at one point is arguing with the commentators over the fact that her secret Hervis is not out there to back her up in this match. Zelina Vega was thrown back into the ring by Chelsea, and so not knowing it, Chelsea Green gets herself counted out. And so it's a count out win for Zelina. It was kind of stupid but the funniest part of it was Wade Barrett like telling Joe that he was the reason that she got counted out. But then Joe's like, Wade, she was complaining about the fact that her secret Hervis wasn't out there. That's the reason why she got counted out, not because of me. Like, that was probably the funniest part, but that was could have done without this. Could have done without this. We get Roxanne Perez and backstage. Tiffany Stratton's backstage. Roxanne Perez is backstage. Perez teased the idea of Roxanne Perez, of her being in the match with Charlotte Flair if Tiffany can't handle the pressure. This then led to Tiffany Stratton calling out Roxanne for a match later on. So now we got Chelsea Green. Then after this, we got Chelsea Green backstage again. She was not happy about losing the count out, and she was very upset that her secret Hervis wasn't out there to help her. But what can you do? They were banged up from that women's tag team gauntlet match. Will you expect them to just come out there with you? Then they got Motor City Machine Guns backstage with DIY. DIY were obviously not happy about the results from the previous week when Motor City Machine Guns beat them in a number one contenders match for the tag team titles. This match between Motor City and Street Profits will happen next week on SmackDown, on WrestleMania SmackDown, the go home show for WrestleMania, basically. Great. Should be a triple threat match between Machine Guns, DIY, and Street Profits at WrestleMania, but we're getting New Day versus War Raiders instead. Yay! No yay. But yeah. Then we get Roxanne Perez versus Tiffany Stratton. About 10 minutes or so. Great match. They're both good. Really good. Obviously, after the match, Tiffany won the match. Post match, Charlotte came out. She obviously did not go home after she was apparently told to. But she didn't get in nearly as much offense this time as I thought she would. But it is what it is. She is, I don't know. I think Charlotte Flair is intentionally trying to make Tiffany Stratton look as weak as possible. And she's literally trying to ruin Tiffany Stratton's push. And if that's the case, then I hope Tiffany Stratton just wins at WrestleMania, because she does not need to be losing at WrestleMania. Not to Charlotte Flair. We get another vignette for for what I believe to be Aleister Black. He is apparently, someone is returning to WWE, and it's happening on the SmackDown after WrestleMania. And I'm guessing it's Aleister Black. And it's going to be great to see him back in WWE. We get a Cody Rhodes promo segment. He was talking about his opponent at WrestleMania, John Cena. What was interesting about this segment is that Cody Rhodes actually brought out several different variations of the WWE title over the years, including the one that he's currently holding, and even brought out the spinner belt, which was John Cena's creation back in 2005 when he first won the WWE title for the first time. He ditched the title that he had won and created a new version, which was a spinner title, which was obviously to sort of complement his character at that time, which was the Doctor of Thugonomics. So it was a great segment. Could have been a typical boring babyface promo, but he made it into something magical. It is what it is. We get another promo by Naomi, who recently turned heel and is facing Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, the first women's match at WrestleMania to have the first ever women's match at WrestleMania history to not have a title attached to it. That's pretty historic. But this match should be good. And it was a great promo. Another great promo by video package by Naomi, and it should be good. Then we get the main events, Randy Orton and LA Knight versus the Bloodline 2.0 of basically Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. Match was decent. Now, match was good. At one point, Randy and Solo then started to brawl outside the ring. This led LA Knight to eventually get the win over Tama Tonga with the BFT. That's how the match ended. Show ended though with Jacob Fatu attacking LA Knight, hitting at least 3 top rope moonsaults on LA Knight, and that's how the show ended. I will give SmackDown this week a 6.5 out of 10. Good, not great, but it was good. It is what it is. It's been mid as of late, some shows being really good, some shows not being so good, but this one was pretty okay, pretty decent enough. Well, that is about it. Under an hour and 10 minutes. That's good. I would like it to stay that way from now on. But I will see you guys. Won't see you guys next week, but I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for another Wrestling Week in Review podcast / live stream. And until next time, I will see you guys, next week I will be doing a movie review video, and I will premiere it on Sunday, on the following day, Sunday. So until next time, peace. Bye, guys.